Hi, folks, and welcome to Rewrite, where Brennan and I are trying to rewrite great EU authors' novels, but their worst one, their misses, just their misses. There is another author. He's written 3 books. 2 of them I think are fantastic. Joe Schreiber. Death Troopers was an absolute joy. Our first horror themed book in the EU. No one knew what to expect when it came out. It has one of the coolest covers ever.
Oh, yeah.
And reading it was an absolute pleasure. I loved it. My reread through, I just enjoyed that book so much. Darth Maul Lockdown is like a brutal version of Fight Club. And it's so good.
So good.
And you're thinking, well, is that really Darth Maul's character? Remember, Darth Maul's pretending to be someone else in this, but just the fights, the brutality, the brutal kills, digging his hands into the wampa as it's attacking him and just squeezing its heart.
It's so gory.
It's so gory until the life goes out of the wampa and he feels it pop. I was like, oh, get out of here. Ribs cracking, bone breaking, grinding against bone. I mean, the jaws of that creature in the jail cell, and it's sinking its teeth into the flesh and tearing it.
The underwater fight with the Aqualish, the Yuzon Vong, knockdown, drag out battle.
Bong. I mean, you get to see so many, and it's just brutal. And I mean, honestly, not either of those books, not for the faint of heart. And the one book that really should have hit off is the book we're talking about today, Red Harvest. Even rereading Red Harvest, I still had problems with it. This should have been great. Another zombie book with Sith. Come on, get out of here. And it's the only book, I remember someone told me this after my first review on it online, that it's the only book that talks about Sith alchemy. It's usually just Saved and Tells the Jedi, where they talk about Sith alchemy. But it's the only novel where they actually talk about it.
In fact, it sets up the whole story as a whole.
Yeah, and true, it should be celebrated because it's the beginning of the virus, right?
Yes.
But the thing is, though, it fails. It falls flat on its face. I don't care about the characters. The Sith are evil anyway. It's a Sith high school in a way. I'm generalizing here. It feels too much like Sith High, and there's these cool Sith kids, and they bully on this one Sith kid. No, Sith are all evil. I want them to die. I care about no one in this. Even the character that kind of finds their way down on the planet, I don't care about them either. I want them all to die. Nothing about this is interesting, and it should be. It should be good. When the virus is talking to them and taking them over, that should be scary. It should be good. But it's not. It's not, and it falls flat. Thoughts on fixing this, Brennan?
So overall, I love half of this book. I love a part of this book that you were kind of ragging on there, Sith High. I think that the Sith High part could have been some of the best parts of it if they'd done it a little bit differently. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But I think
they would have had a Defense Against the Dark Arts class.
Well, I think that there are some ways that you could have done it better. But before I get to that specifically, one part of this book that I really don't enjoy is the Jedi who gets plopped down onto the planet, kidnapped, and then the brother comes later, and it's obvious from the get-go that he's not going to make it out alive. And these Jedi characters you don't care about at all. You don't care about these Jedi, and these Jedi are so out of place. If you had done this book the correct way, in my opinion, no outside source at all. This is a frozen ice planet. That is a very grim setting already for a book. It's a terrifying setting to imagine zombie hordes coming out of the snow, coming out of the ice piles, wielding lightsabers on a Sith academy. So what you should have done is had this be a slow burn, a slow build. The virus is out there slowly. It's slowly taking over them. It's not a mass overnight infection. Overnight, like the whole academy is pretty much zombies. So one by one, these Sith are getting picked off. They're all trying to kill each other. There's no good guys here. There's no characters here who are redeemable in any way, and they're trying to flee out into the snow in horrible frozen conditions where they're gonna freeze their skin off out with the Tauntauns out there, and they're gonna be running away from this virus as it's broken out. No Jedi, no bounty hunters, just the Sith Academy. That's how I would have done it.
Okay, how I would have done it, I would have gotten away with the Academy altogether. I would put this around the Jedi Sith War.
Okay.
And besides the battle, we know about the Battle of Rusan, a few other battles, but how about this? There's other battles on other planets. So
Yep.
on another planet where they're fighting over, it's a key position, maybe near a deep hyperspace route. Both the Jedi and the Sith are doing ground battles. One of the Sith is trying to create a bioweapon with Sith alchemy to stop the Jedi.
Yeah.
And when he delivers it to the Jedi, unfortunately, he gets infected. But he thinks he cured it. He cures it from his hand, the cut on his hand or whatever. But it doesn't. It deep seeds in him. And suddenly it becomes him. But he thinks this makes him more powerful, but it doesn't. It makes him zombified. Both camps get infected. The Jedi camp and the Sith camp.
The Sith.
And now they're fighting instead of fighting Jedi versus Sith, they're fighting their own people.
Suddenly, and some of them could be teaming up. Some of the
Jedi and the Sith must form a bond or be destroyed by this horde. So it's an unholy alliance where they're trying to stop the zombie horde. But guess what? Just like in a Joe Schreiber movie, no one makes it out alive. And you think the Jedi, the young Jedi, or our lead Jedi makes it out, but they have a little tickle in their hand from where they got cut. So the virus escapes, and now it's out there in the universe. So it ends kind of like that. But you take out all the baby Sith and all the teenage Sith. You can have Padawans and whatnot on both sides. But I think it makes more sense that during the war, that the Sith alchemist is designing this bioweapon for his master, delivers it because he thinks it's perfectly made, accidentally gets infected himself, infects both camps. And then I think that's just a much better story. And you know, Red Harvest, you can still keep it as Red Harvest because there's blood everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
In this one. And you can even keep it on an ice planet too, blood in the snow and stuff. I mean, the setting's fine too, but make it one of the battles during the Jedi versus Sith War, and I think you've got a home run.
That sounds amazing. After hearing that, may I copy your homework and switch my answer?
I think about this. I stay up late at night just thinking, how could this have been better?
You stay up late at night thinking about Red Harvest?
Yeah, I do. And other books, because after I read it, after I read it, I was like, oh, how would you make this better? And so originally on Reread, I was going to talk about how I was going to make it better, but I already knew that a long time ago I was going to do this series. So I said, you know what? This is better kept because I kept rewriting these books in my head. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to save all these. So saving all these with you here. But folks, it doesn't matter technically what we think. I want to hear what you think. Do you like Red Harvest? Do you not? Do you think it's perfect as is? Do you think my idea or Brennan's idea is a lot better? Or do you have a better idea? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on Rewrite.